And I'd like to take this moment to thank all my subscribers. It is so encouraging to see so many of you join and follow, and it gives me so much encouragement, and it inspires me to make more great videos to share with you. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Hi, it's Wednesday and it's market day in Ahihi. When I was at the market, I got so inspired by these beautiful mushrooms. And today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be seeing these delicious mushrooms. We can make 3 separate dishes. The first one is going to be a mushroom bruschetta. Next, we'll be doing a mushroom pasta. And lastly, we are going to be making a fabulous dish fit for company, a stuffed mushroom scallopini. And here is our finished mushroom base, and from here we're going to create 3 amazing dishes. And here you have it, a delicious mushroom bruschetta, and so very easy to make. I can't wait to try it. The mushrooms are perfectly cooked. The texture is creamy, the flavor is unbelievable. Our second dish, ready to be tasted. It looks and smells wonderful. Really, really good. Mushroom pasta and mushroom stuffed pork cutlets. A perfect bite. Hi, I'm Stella V, and I'm so excited that you're cooking with me today. Using those few simple ingredients, highlighting these beautiful mushrooms, we'll be able to create 3 amazing dishes. The only ingredients you're going to need for this, it makes it so fast, so simple, so easy, are mushrooms, onions, a few seasonings, some cream cheese, a little bit of white wine, and a little bit of milk. The first one is going to be a mushroom bruschetta. Next, we'll be doing a mushroom pasta. And lastly, we are going to be making a fabulous dish fit for company, a stuffed mushroom scallopini. You can use any kind of mushroom for this dish, but I prefer using a Cremini mushrooms. They're meaty, they're flavorful, a beautiful mushroom. You can also use white button mushrooms or even a portobello mushroom. Lastly, an important note, when storing your mushrooms, make sure you save your brown paper bags. It's the best way to keep them fresh in the fridge for the longest time. I'm using the Instant Pot to make this meal, but again, this can easily be done stovetop. We're going to be using the Sauté function to make the beautiful mushroom base. The button is on. I'm adding a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. When the oil is hot, we'll simply add a cup of sliced mushrooms. Onions are ready to be added. Make sure you give it a little stir, and we're going to saute them for 2 or 3 minutes until they're translucent. Now you can see the onions are just about ready, and we'll be adding our mushrooms now. I've got about 2 cups of mushrooms sliced, and they are ready to be added to the onion mixture. Give it all a good stir. You want to try and coat the mushrooms with some of the oil. I'm just going to add a little bit more oil just to make sure the mushrooms do get coated. We start out with what seems like a lot of mushrooms, but don't forget, mushrooms are really filled with moisture and they will reduce drastically. Now I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt. That's about a teaspoon of salt. We're going to let these mushrooms reduce a little while longer, and because I've added the salt, it'll cause them to release their liquid, and we can start removing some of the brown bits that have formed on the bottom. As you can see, the mushrooms have released a lot of liquid. They're getting quite soft and they are reducing in size. We're going to let them saute for another 2 or 3 minutes, and what will happen is the moisture will start to evaporate and they'll get nice and crispy once more. Mushrooms are such a versatile vegetable. It adds so much flavor to food, and one of the great things about this base, as you can see so far, it's so easy to do. You can do it in the Instant Pot, you can do it stovetop. Either way, you've got a great base for so many wonderful dishes. Now we've let that saute for 2 or 3 minutes longer, and as you can see, all that moisture is starting to evaporate, and we're just about ready to deglaze the pot with another flavorful ingredient, some dry white wine. Now we're adding fresh thyme. We've got about 2 tablespoons of fresh thyme, and thyme and mushrooms are such a wonderful combination. Time to deglaze the pot. As you can see, we're starting to get some of the mushrooms sticking to the bottom. We've got our white wine. You can hear that sizzle, and it's a perfect flavor to start deglazing that bottom of that pot. Now, if you don't want to use white wine, you can always add a little bit of chicken broth or vegetable broth or even mushroom broth. The mushroom mixture is just a perfect consistency, and we're now going to turn the pot completely off. And now we're ready to finish the base. We're adding a little bit of cream, and that'll smooth out all the flavors. And the last addition is some cream cheese. There's still enough heat that it will blend the cream cheese and give it a really nice creamy texture. And now, as you can see, we have all of our ingredients have come together to form this delicious and beautiful mushroom base. And now we are going to remove all of our beautiful, delicious mushroom mixture. And here is our finished mushroom base, and from here we're going to create 3 amazing dishes. We've put the mixture into the fridge to let it chill for a little bit, and while we do that, we'll get ready on preparing our next ingredients. Our first application is going to be a mushroom bruschetta. Bruschetta is an Italian appetizer, and it basically means grilled or burnt bread. It's not bruschetta, it's bruschetta. I'm going to grill the bread, and I'm just applying a little bit of olive oil, and in the olive oil I've seasoned it with garlic and some rosemary. My bread is grilled perfectly, and it's ready to have the topping of mushrooms. And here you have it, a delicious mushroom bruschetta, and so very easy to make. I can't wait to try it. The mushrooms are perfectly cooked. The texture is creamy, the flavor is unbelievable. Next on the menu is mushroom pasta. We're using the same pot that we made the mixture in. Don't even have to clean it out. So we simply add 2 cups of chicken broth. We're going to hit the saute button and making sure that there's no brown bits or anything sticking to the bottom of the pot will give it a really good stir. By keeping it in the same pot that we made the mushroom sauce in, we're making sure we don't lose any of that wonderful flavor. Today we're using farfalle pasta, but you can use any of your favorite pasta. Penne, fusilli, even fettuccine works good with a mushroom sauce. We've put the pasta in, and we have to make sure that When we put the pasta into the pot, just make sure that it's all covered by the chicken stock. Time to put the lid on, making sure it's set to the sealing position, and set it to 6 minutes. That's all it's going to take. The 6 minutes is completed. Now we're just going to wait until it goes to 1 minute, and we are going to remove the rest of the pressure from the pot. We're just moving the button from sealing to venting, and now release. And now our pasta is ready. We're going to cancel the keep warm button, and we're going to hit the Sauté button again. There's some extra liquid, and we want some of that to evaporate. The pasta is perfect, and all that's left to do is add some of that wonderful mushroom mixture. How impressive is that? One mixture, we've already made our crostini, and now we've got a finished pasta dish. All we have left to do is plate it and taste it. One last thing before we dig in. We are going to put some wonderfully fresh grated Parmesan cheese on, and we're using my favorite tool in the whole kitchen, and that's my Microplane Zester. Look how easily we can make it snow. And if you'd like to learn more about Microplane products, just click on the link in the description. It'll take you directly to Amazon, and you can learn all about Microplane products. Our second dish, ready to be tasted. It looks and smells wonderful. Pasta with a mushroom sauce. Really, really good. It's so delicious. I hope you make this easy mushroom sauce, and you can have some quick and easy meals to serve to your family and friends. And now I'll show you how easy it is to prepare a stuffed scallopini dish using a mushroom mixture that is delicious, whether you serve it to company or just for your family. This is what we're creating, and I'll show you how to do that. All we need for this amazing dish is a cutlet. Basically, a scallopini is just a cutlet. I'm using pork, but you can use chicken, you can use veal, you can use beef. Any cutlet will do. Now that I'm in Mexico, cutlets are really easy to come by because at the farmer's market, the butcher is there and he'll slice them any way you want. He'll prepare your meat to order. And I'm sure the butcher in your favorite supermarket can do the same. And now what we're going to do is use our delicious mushroom stuffing to create a rolled scallopini. I simply added about 2 tablespoons of the mushroom mixture, and much like an egg roll, we're tucking in the ends and just simply rolling it. The easiest way to hold them together is with kitchen twine. I've pre-cut lengths. That makes it easier for my little assembly line here. Give it a little twist. Another little twist. And just tuck in the ends. There we have it. All we need to complete this dish is a cup of chicken broth, some extra sliced mushrooms, about a cup, and we have our cutlets all stuffed, tied, and ready to be browned. I've just added a couple of tablespoons of olive oil to our Instant Pot. Press the Sauté button, and when it's hot, in a minute or two, we'll be ready to brown our cutlets. It's important not to crowd the pot, so I'm doing 4 at a time. because we'll be removing the strings before our final cook, we want the cutlets to be browned on all sides. The browning is what's going to hold the roll together. As you can see, our rolls are nicely browned and ready to be taken out. And now it's time to use a little bit of white wine to deglaze the pot, or you can also use some chicken broth. It's important to scrape the bottom of the pot really, really well to make sure there's nothing sticking to the bottom. And the white wine helps to do that. Otherwise, you're in danger of getting a burn notice. And a burn notice is a safety feature that Instant Pot has built in, and it will just shut the machine down. And then we'd have to simply remove all the food and clean the pot out and start at the next step and continue the recipe from there. I've scraped off all of the brown bits, and we leave them there because that's extra flavor, and we're ready for the next step. I've canceled the sauté function, and as you can see, we have our beautiful rolled and browned cutlets stuffed with our mushroom filling, and we're ready for the next step. The next step is removing all of that string that we've used to hold the cutlets together. And now we're ready for the final step. All of the kitchen twine has been removed, the rolls are beautifully formed, and we're putting them back into the Instant Pot. As you can see, the roll is holding together on its own because we've done our job by browning it correctly. We're adding back in any juices. The 1 cup of chicken broth that we have is now going in to cover. They don't need to be completely covered. We're adding that cup of sliced mushrooms. And that's all there is to it. We're putting our lid on, making sure it's set to sealing position, and we'll put it on pressure cook for 5 minutes. The 5 minutes of the pressure cooking has counted down, and now we're waiting for another 3 minutes before we release all of the pressure. We're just moving the button from sealing to venting. The mushrooms are cooked, and now we'll remove the rolls and thicken the sauce. We'll add a little bit of cream just to meld all the flavors together. We'll just smooth out the sauce with that cream, give it a stir, and we are going to hit the sauté button and let it bubble up a little. For a thicker sauce, I've just made a little slurry with cornstarch and water. I'll add that to the sauce and give it a stir. The mushroom sauce is creamy and luscious, and we're ready to pour it back onto our rolls. And here we have it, our mushroom stuffed pork scallopini, mushroom pasta, and mushroom stuffed pork cutlets. A perfect bite. And if you've liked what you've seen today and you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We have so many more recipes to share with you. Absolutely delicious. Please try this dish and let me know how you liked it. Make sure you leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And here's the next video that you should watch. Come cook with me. I'm Stella V.